Hey folks, and welcome back to another episode of This Is HCD. My name is Gerry Scullion and I'm a human-centred service design practitioner based in the beautiful city of Dublin, Ireland. Now, today in the show, I'm delighted to welcome probably the most requested person and the most loved person who's been on our show over the last decade, and that is Marc Stickdorn. He is highly regarded as the pioneer of service design, creating some seminal books, and he is the CEO of Smaply. We were speaking together at SD&Gov in Edinburgh, and I took this opportunity to really pull Marc into the conversation around what we mean by journey management, okay? So we're going to be speaking a lot more in the state of service design today and where we see the opportunities strategically for us to sit and provide value to the people that hire us. So the three key takeaways in this episode. Number one, scaling service design through journey management. Marc unpacks how organizations can move beyond project-based design to embed design at a systemic organization-wide level. This is what we spoke about at SD&Gov, myself and Marc and Eoin Swift from Dublin City Council. We ensured that when we were working with Dublin City, we provided the scaffolding there for a lot of the key metrics, which still have to be defined in many ways, and gives us that scaffolding for service design to blossom. So the number two thing that I want you to take away is creating impact that speaks the language of leadership. He shares practical advice on how to frame your work, build stealth projects, and demonstrate measurable value, whether you're in the public sector or the private sector. And number three, the role of AI and tooling in the future of design. We discuss how to embrace technology responsibly and using it to accelerate, not replace, the deep human understanding that sits at the heart of design. If you're leading change, shaping experiences, or trying to navigate the next evolution of service design in your organization, this episode is just for you. And before we jump in, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like this episode, pass it on to your team. It helps us grow, helps us find new listeners, and helps us ultimately drive impact that we do. And we always focus on when we're creating new episodes on the podcast. It's a great one. Let's jump straight in. My buddy, my Marc, my main man. Marc, it's great to have you back on the podcast. I feel like it should be called This Is HCD, Gerry and Marc's podcast. You've been on it so often. We're here, we're in Edinburgh. We did a talk together, and I want you, because I see you as a pioneer of service design. You were the first seminal book out in the market in the early 2010s.
2010, exactly.
2010s. Yeah. So I believe we're in the state of service design here at the moment, where we're all we're struggling in a chaotic world. We just saw Rachel Deacon speak. And
Hyper-normalization, yes.
Hyper-normalization. And it resonated with a lot of the stuff that we were speaking about and setting the scaffolding up for service design, thinking and doing to blossom. Where do you see the next kind of foray for service design within organizations? And what's the most important steps for service designers right now, do you believe, to be focusing on?
That's a tough question.
In 50 words or less.
Impossible. I don't know. It is such a weird time with so much change from outside that it's really hard to say to predict how the world will look like in 5 or 10 years. So it's really hard to say this is what you should be doing. But I think what we should be aware is of the impact we can have, and we should focus on these kind of values, that we really care about humans, that we really want to have a positive impact on humans. And also be aware of the impact we're having. Yeah.
I mean, more and more we're seeing organizations, lots of people are losing their jobs in design. We'll walk around this way, we're kind of doing a loop. But generally speaking, people are struggling to move the craft forward and move organizations forward to become more aware of the impacts of poor project planning, poor implementation, and that cascades down to citizens, it cascades down to customers as well. And it feels like in some ways we've been stuck in a stasis for quite a while. And I know for as long as I've known you, you've been talking about this new framework. We call it journey management. just speaking to that, for people who don't know what journey management is, there's episodes out there on the podcast where we've covered it before, so we're not going to cover over that old ground. But what does that give organizations? And what are you seeing from coaching organizations at the moment? What are the benefits? What are the kind of sapling moments, if you want?
So first of all, I don't think we're stuck. Like, I see constant evolution and normalization of service design. And I think that is fantastic to see. Like, where we are, like the state of service design today, if you compare it with like 10 years ago, it's completely different. It's huge now. People talk about it as a normal thing. Yes, of course we need to do that. And we didn't see that 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, that was like, if we go back further, like 20 years ago, we talked about how important customer experience is. No one talks about that now. Like, we know it. It's a given.
Yeah, it's a given.
10 years ago, we talked about how important service design is, how important it is to focus on that, and so on.
Yeah.
It's almost a given now, at least in many organizations. So where we are now, it's rather about how do we actually do this at scale?
Yeah.
So it's not only a small team doing it, but how can we do it across different teams, across different departments in the organization? And that's where journey management, service architecture, journey ops, whatever you call it in an organization, because I think language is so important to also think about or how to bring it into an organization, because it needs to resonate with the organization. Yes, exactly. So naming is really important. And what it does is it helps you to scale service design by focusing on prioritization.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? I think that we always need to talk at two different levels. Because there's one level where you talk, it's pretty windy here, eh?
This is Scotland.
This is Scotland.
This is a perfect summer's day in Edinburgh. Let's sit over here at this bench over here.
So we talk at two different levels. We have on the one level kind of immediate actions. If you like to Horizon 1, maybe Horizon 2, where it's about like what is the near future. You talk about fixing pain points, focusing on identified unmet needs, and so on.
Yeah.
And then we have level 3, Horizon 3, where we talk about the farther future, larger change management. What is the vision for the organization, the vision for a product? And how far away are we today from this vision? Where are these gaps and how can we close these gaps? So what we're seeing now is we use service design not only on a per project basis, but we use it to craft from a vision for the organization, the vision for the experience, how should it feel in 10, 15 years? Even though we don't know how this future looks like, we start thinking about this.
Okay.
And from that, we tie down our strategy. What do we need to do now so we're actually preparing ourselves for the future?
Yeah. So a few minutes ago, you're saying like people aren't really talking, they don't need to sell in what CX is, they know it's a given. In my experience, when people come to you, okay, they kind of know what journey management is, they want to do it. In my experience, I'm still in that kind of like bringing them on the journey, showing the value that it could be, demonstrating the ROI. I'm kind of earlier in the sequence. Lots of organizations out there don't have leaders, perhaps, who really look at it as being the North Star. They may think of service design as being a stepping stone to the North Star. And it's just one part of many business functions that can be used to deliver those experiences. So it makes it very difficult for teams to move ahead. They're getting that resistance. We'll go down here again. We're just walking around the grounds of the university here. They're making it really difficult for service designers to deliver those experiences. And we heard from Rachel Deacus in her keynote there about what that feels like. It's like that slap in the face, and then you're going back again and you're repeatedly doing that hyper-normalization. So I guess I'm really keen to hear more around advice to those people who, they might be in the private sector, they might be in the public service sector, and they really want to deliver great experiences, and that lack of adoption and lack of leadership support and lack of awareness and education at leadership level, how can they nudge this forward?
It's different from organization to organization, obviously. So it's just whatever I say now might apply or might not apply to any specific situation.
That's
right?
a caveat. He's given a caveat here.
Yes,
Right, go on.
I did. Thank you for framing that.
Thank you. Just
So, what I've seen working is if you don't phrase it as the service design project, whatever, but focus on the outcome. Call it a stealth project, a project that don't appear on the radar of the organization.
Yeah.
Use a very boring name for it if you need to name it, or use whatever project you're working in, and start applying some of the principles, the tools, the methods, the ways of working.
Yeah.
Try to build your first case study. And if you do it, try to create a measurable impact.
Yeah.
And like whatever your organization is caring about, if it's a private company, it might be revenue. If it's public services, it might be costs. If it is about care, healthcare, it might be like the amount of people you can positively impact. If it's about trauma-informed design, it might be the quality of impact you might have on people. So whatever you as an organization really care for, what is your mission, and try to tie your project to as quantitatively as possible, as measurably as possible, to any of these values.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're able to do that, you're prepared for the question, what is the return of investment?
Yeah.
Like, try to keep a log about your investment side.
Yeah.
And try to identify the impact. If you can do this, you have a success story from within your own organization.
Yeah.
And that resonates then with people. Don't talk about your approach. People don't care about service design.
Yeah.
People don't care about journey management. They care about the impact we can have with that.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to focus on.
Yeah.
So don't focus on, if you think back of Super Mario, the video game, don't focus on the flower that Super Mario can grab, but focus on what Super Mario becomes once you grab this flower or the mushroom or whatever.
Yeah, or the level you can get to, or the score.
Yes.
Okay, so the stepping stones to get there, say you're at that point, advancement of maturity is happening in your organization. At some point, there's a tooling problem. And this is a segue for you to talk about the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
You've dedicated a large portion of your life to creating software.
That's right.
And writing books as well, of course. Where do you see the future of that kind of tooling space in helping enable that? Because obviously we're in the world of AI. We'll go down this way. And I'd love to understand where you see it going.
Yeah. So, first of all, tooling helps.
Yeah.
Choosing the right tool is important. And finding a tool that matches your way of working, not the other way around. The tool shouldn't dictate the way you're working. It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Now, if you found a tool that works for you, if we look at AI features, like the generative AI, like that helps you with like speeding up to get started. Like if you have a blank slate, how do you get to your first journeys and so on? Okay, good enough. If you use AI, it quickly helps you to create a quick journey and so on. But the danger I see there is that we often stop at this level.
Right.
We create a map, it looks convincing, good enough. We put a bit of data in. If it's automated, we upload a few reports and interviews, and bam, that's it, good enough. People start taking decisions based on data they don't understand anymore.
Yeah.
And I think this is really dangerous. So we should see AI as a companion, as a tool that helps us in our work, reduce maybe redundant work for us, helps us to get started with the first few steps. But we need to ensure that there is someone responsible for the experience visualizing this one journey.
Yeah.
And if they take decisions on prioritization, which pain point to fix, which vision to follow, it shouldn't be dictated by an algorithm. It should be a conscious decision that is matching the values of the company and the vision of the company.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like that is a shout out to leaders out there who'd be like, well, AI can do a lot of this stuff. We can generate a journey map. That's fine. We don't need people to be creating the journey maps. We can do it ourselves. A lot of it, I think, that is overlooked is the actual going out and doing the research.
Yeah.
And being able to smell the context, literally the physical context of the room that you're researching in, and trying to understand the context of the people that you're designing for. What are they going through?
Absolutely.
And AI can sometimes make that a little bit too superficial.
And I think that the dominant story should not be how can we speed up this process? How can we make it faster? Because the problem is that people don't spend enough time with journeys or the experiences these journeys actually visualize with the people in the field out there. It is such a difference if you experience things yourself, if you go out and talk to people yourself, and you have this implicit knowledge yourself when you take decisions, versus you get the data, you just see a summary of data in whatever form or shape, and then take a decision based on this interpretations of data.
Absolutely. So we're doing a shorter podcast because we're here at SD and Gov. People can follow you obviously on the internet. You're working on another book, Journey Management.
I'm sorry for that. Yes, way slower than expected.
Yeah, that's all right.
It will take
lots of stuff going on.
I have kids.
You have kids.
It's such a different writing experience now. Yes,
I know. But people, give a shout out to the URLs for the future book.
It's this is journeymanagement.com. You can still sign up for co-creation if you're interested.
Okay, we'll go up this way.
And
this might be res, but we'll see.
No,
it is.
Let's go there.
We don't want to be following anyone into the rooms.
So this is journeymanagement.com. You can still sign up for co-creation if you're interested.
Yeah.
We have a blog on our company website, smackly.com. If you look for blog, you find articles there.
Absolutely.
Published by us and guest authors.
Yeah.
And follow me on LinkedIn and say hi at conferences like this.
Yeah, fantastic. One last thing, the work that we spoke about here today, we worked on it collaboratively with Dublin City. We're available for that kind of coaching and training as well. Being able to assist social and public impact organisations to set the scaffolding up for their own services to blossom within an organisation. If you are interested, you know, to get in touch with me at this stage. Marc, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to, we're going to Sweden next week.
Yes.
Doing this all over again.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
All right.